the Nazir is the Jewish Tantric. Yes, he's a Tantric, same as in Tantric yoga. This is the Nazir. And he gets this relationship of Tantra from the Sota. I'm only going to give some allusions and notes here, bare suggestions. This all relates, actually, on the 16th of Tammuz to the incident of the golden calf. That's why I'm preparing this. And then on the 17th of Tammuz, the breaking of the Ten Commandments, the breaking of the Lukos, the stones, by Moses. But in a certain sense, this is the beauty of it, that the whole idea of the Jewish people are the Sota. From the golden calf incident. And the relationship to this community of Israel is the same as the relationship between the Nazir and the Sota, and the Torah and the Talmud. And this strain of thought is not brought down in a normative way. You have to refine it like the gold in a golden calf. You have to hunt for it in other cultures because it hasn't been brought down in Judaism. But miraculously, these other cultures get their essence from Judaism. Even Sufism, with the concept of the Sama. Sama is Shema. See? It means to hear, to absorb. To absorb the music. And that's what the Shema is. And so there's a thing of dance and of song for the Shema and for that level. In a certain sense, one wants to, something that I make this nakuda. I have as yesod, as the seed in yesod. And yesod is the number 80. And strangely enough, the gematria of yesod is 80, and the gematria of sota is 80. Okay? So that's an equation of the two. And then surprisingly, today I've been dealing with Shimshon, who's the ultimate tantric. And his theoretical downfall is from Delilah, which is 79 plus 1, which is 80. And this Nakud, when fully spelt out, comes out to be 744. And then I was writing this morning because, the breaking of the fetters of the body to set the soul free. May have seen that phrase. And then all of a sudden, I think to myself, I am asleep, but my heart is awake. And because this is all, sleep is 1/60th death. Remember that I always think that you have to die before you die. You have to be dead in the nafs, the nafs, the nefesh, the body, the goof. And yet your heart has to be awake. You see? So the body's dead, but the heart's awake. And so I looked it up, It's Song of Songs, chapter 5, verse 2. It starts off, Ani Yeshana v'lebi Ani Yeshana v'lebi And I do the gematria. First of all, for Yeshana is 365, which is my name, Alexander. So I'm asleep. Ani Yeshana v'lebi I added it all up, and it comes out to be 744. 61, 365, 48, 270. Comes out to be 12, 744. It's the same as Nakuda. And that's the whole secret here. It's Amen plus 3 letters. It's a great secret here. And then, strangely enough, 744 as a root gives me, I always go for numbers that are whole and a half, because that's the full expression. A whole and a half is the full expression of the one, of the whole. So 744, whole and a half, comes out to be 1,116, which is Shimon, my brother. This is brought to you by Shimon. And this whole thing comes to absorption in it's the tantric of Sufism, but the other tantric, the sexual tantric, doesn't come down in Judaism except through the Nazir. This is a very deep incident. How to use one's sexual potency for this expression. And it comes down in more different forms in other cultures that appropriated from Judaism. But it's there if you look at, and these are just notes to start you off with. And so I'm going to keep these short. Keep it short. It's 8 minutes. I've got a lot to say on these subjects, but these are just notes for jumping off points.